We're all going. Oh! It's too cold!
Going on TCR was just taking a big leap of faith.
Every year there is a rough time, but when a 13 or 14-year-old wakes up the next morning and says, I did that, it's a lasting impression. And that impression carries over to their academic life, their professional lives. And I think that's why there's so many very successful three-corner rounders.
The purpose of the three-corner round outfit is to mount an expedition and carry it through. The burros are the means by which we can access the high country and take our equipment with us.
To be able to go out 6 to 8 weeks at a time and shed all of the modern conveniences is very rare.
Put your cell phone, your iPod, your headphones, any other piece of technology you brought in this Ziploc bag. We're going to put it in the gear house for the rest of the summer. What?
You didn't have much to worry about in the wild other than the minute and the day that was ahead of you.
When people see these kinds of expeditions like this, they think of movies and fiction. Just to be part of that long and rich history of expeditions is pretty amazing.
I mean, it's a rich heritage, an incredible history.
Reading Mrs. Barrett's cookbook and realizing how far back and the roots of this group goes.
Whether it's 1918 or 1938 or 48 or 58 or 68 or 98, it has to do with maturing, with growing up yourself and learning how to work with other people.
Something that has continued almost uninterrupted for 100 years and has remained essentially the same. I think that speaks for just the value of the program, that the core experience is still something that resonates with people, that's valuable, that sticks with them their entire life.
I know they're Outward Bounds, they're the Knowles group, there are different outdoor experiences, but I don't know of any that compare. And as far as I'm concerned, the three-corner round experience is unique.
You're outside for 2 months straight. I don't think anybody gets that experience anymore other than some park rangers and stuff.
Getting to know the guys on the trip was always special to me, and meeting new people. I met Henry for the first time when I was 13 years old, and we're still friends today.
The hardest thing we did as a group was probably just coping together. I mean, living together for 6 weeks.
It was very difficult for me at first, but one of absolutely my favorite part about the trip.
The more people there were and from different backgrounds, that was interesting to me. That was before we added in the donkeys.
You develop friendships with guys that you're on a trip with that don't even compare to the friendships you have at home. I mean, you are relying on and they're relying on you in a way that's completely different than, the kid down the street that you hang out with.
Being able to relate with people is a major thing for three-corner round, and I think I learned that lesson of how to deal with all types of people in all ages.
It takes a special person to want to have an experience like three-corner round, and certainly a special type of person to want to do it more than once. So those people who've managed to go back again and again are again, a special breed.
I think leadership is something that can be taught, and I think three-corner round is a very good place to learn.
You definitely mature more than your friends do who are sitting at home, probably not doing much with the summer. Without TCR, I probably wouldn't have gone to a college where I knew no one. I probably wouldn't have moved to Chicago where I knew no one. The confidence that I built up from TCR, knowing that I can put myself in a situation where I'm unfamiliar, it definitely pays off.
When I went to my job interview and I had 3-corner round on it and had a brief description of what it is, the guy said, well, what is this? And we started talking about it, and that's all we talked about for half an hour. We didn't talk about any of my education, any of my degrees. We talked about this trip, what I did on it, my leadership and procurement and management and everything else you learn by helping run the trip. That's what got me hired.
You're living in a huge, huge laboratory here. This is really a textbook area to study geology and the formation of these types of mountains.
It's much later on, I think, that you really appreciate the character that comes from this sort of experience. But quite frankly, it's just a lot of fun.
It's a different kind of fun, you know. It's accomplishment. I mean, climbing, being on top of your first 14,000-foot peak is fun in a type of fun that's indescribable until you've done it.
We are living in the mountains. It's a challenge, an adventure, and it's well worth it.
It instills a desire to do more than just average.
The quiet up there, the sight of the mountains and all they offer, you know, they give you a deeper appreciation for a lot of things.
If you want to do it, and it seems interesting to you, go out and do it, definitely. I'll never forget it. It is definitely the most memorable experience of my life.
I would say do it, absolutely. Give it a try. You're going to remember the beautiful scenery, you're going to remember the fun things you get to do, you're going to remember being challenged, being pushed. And I think you're going to remember succeeding at each and every turn.
I think it's such a life experience, and it really is. You'll remember it for your life. It'll be part of your life. It'll be who you are. Yeah.